morning, all my bookish friends. Happy Monday morning. As y'all know, I had a very nice weekend for my birthday. I took my family to Jacksonville for a few days, and we just basically like hit the Jacksonville Zoo and the bookstore, of course, and like just a few other things that we wanted to do that just mainly revolved around eating and just having fun. So I was so glad that I decided to take my family along with me for this vacation, because it just made it all worthwhile. Like, I had my kids there with me, and that was just the best thing to have along on that little vacation. So guys, first of all, if you're not subscribed to my channel, what are you guys waiting on? Subscribe to my channel. There's a notification bell that you will see whenever you hit that Yolandas Books subscription tab, and just click all, and it will let you know whenever I am on YouTube. Today is a turban type day. I need to wash my hair. I washed my hair the other day after I took the braids out. First, I deep conditioned it like overnight and over a 12-hour period, basically almost like a whole day and something. And then I washed it out in the shower, and I just put some curling cream on there and I twisted it up, and then like I took it apart the next morning, and y'all, like, the curls were so popping. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm going to wash it, let it air dry overnight with this, not the same products but of the same nature, and then I'm gonna take it out the next day and just see how this natural hair just does it shine. The only thing that I feel like I struggle with my natural hair, guys, is moisture, and that just eats my liver up. I just don't know what I need to do with my hair to get that natural moisture to pop out within my hair. So if you guys know, all my little natural hair girlies that's in my subscription, y'all drop it down in the comments. Let me know, guys, what can I do for this moisture? Like, I've just been having such a hard time getting my moisture lock in my hair, but other than that, like, my hair just does its thing, and I'm just so here for it. So guys, this vlog will be probably over a couple of days. I am going to be reading some books, and I am going to probably go and look at books in a bookstore. If we do, of course, you guys know that I will be taking you guys along with me. We are still on our exercise kick. Today, when I do exercise, it will be day 8. And I am just so here for it, guys. I sleep so good whenever I exercise, and I just, at this point, I just cannot not exercise. I know it's only been a week, but it's like, it's something that I have to do, even if I have to do just a little bit at a time, or that night, like 10 minutes. I've already gotten up to 20 minutes. And like today, what I would like to do is I would like to do some more strengthening, and then I would like to do some walking. How many of you guys have a walking pad? If y'all know what I'm talking about, it's like something that you can like push up under your sofa. You can pull it out when you're at your standing table, or like if you're just listening to a book, or looking at YouTube, looking at your favorite YouTuber. Like, if you guys have a walking pad, where did you get it from? And like, are they worth it? Because from what I heard, they're like a little mini treadmill that you can have at home. So I have been thinking about investing in me one of those little walking pads, because like when I don't want to exercise, which I hope I never get to that point, I would like to be able to walk. And if the weather is not permitted, I would like to be able to walk inside my home, because as you guys already know, I've made my home into a home. Like, I love being at my home because there is just so many things that I do here that I just completely love. And guys, I got and where did I put it at? I'm actually looking for it now. I got a gratitude jar. I'm showing it to you guys on my birthday vlog, But it's like my birthday vlog is like taking a huge amount of time to actually, let me see if I can put you guys down somewhere. My see if I can bring you guys up a little bit. It is like, so as you guys know, and you will definitely see this on my birthday weekend vlog before you actually see this video, but I was just so excited to get this gratitude jar. It says all things give thanks, and it comes with like a few little cards, and the cards have like Bible verses or something like that on them, and like you can write on the back of that card what you were thankful for that day, and then you just drop it down in the jar. And over the next year, I will look at this gratitude jar and see what I actually have in this gratitude jar of like what happened to me over the the previous year, you know. And I feel like I should write like the bad things and the good things that happened to me throughout the year into this gratitude jar, because I feel like that is what actually lets and makes people grow. So I was so super excited to actually get that jar, and I am just too also super excited to write in it. So guys, I gotta get out of here. I have an appointment that I have to meet my daughter to. It's at 3:15 and it's like going on 1 o'clock now. I don't know, I think I want to stop by Bookstore, but we'll see. And then we got this appointment that we have to go to see, or just to see what the doctors are saying about my little grandkid Rain. So guys, I will see you guys in a few. Hey friends, we have made it to Books A Million. I have some time to burn, so I just decided to stop by this bookstore first, and then hopefully I can stay in here long enough to make it to the appointment with my daughter for her pregnancy appointment. It's at 3:15, and I think like right now it's like a 1, almost 2 o'clock. So I know, guys, let me get it out the way first. Don't judge me too hard, because I know there is no earthly reason that I need to be at this bookstore. But I have time to burn, and this is just where I want to burn that time at. When I do go in here, of course, I am going to look and see what new books they have, just to see like what I will want if I come like on another book day. But if I get anything, it is going to be like a bargain book out of the bargain book section. Sometimes more than others, there are books in that area that like I don't have, or that I did not get before it became a bargain book. So a lot of the times I am a little successful with like buying books that I do not have, or like always wanted, just that kind of stuff, and they're actually on the bargain section. Usually I do not get any other books that is like more than like $7.97. I try to do the $5.97 on down, but a lot of times it does not work like that. The weather looks like it is going to just literally storm at any minute, so I don't know. I think I'll take my umbrella in with me, just in case like if the weather tries to like start raining a little bit. But guys, just as I was saying that, like the sun just peeked right on out. So I don't know what the weather is going through right now, but I'm not that far away parked from the actual bookstore. So like if I do get caught, or if it does start to rain a little bit, I'm not that far away from the bookstore, so I won't get too wet. But guys, let's go in here. Let's just get this bookish atmosphere, y'all. That y'all know this is my pastime. Regardless if I buy something or not, this is my pastime. This is where I like to be, and it is a positive feedback, positive part of my life. So again, y'all, don't judge me too hard. We have a few days that we have to be together, and let's just do everything that we love to do. Like, look, the sun is out again, and by looking at the clouds, it's like, where is this sun at? Because the clouds are clouding. So I don't even know where the sun actually is, but it's peeking out. It feels pretty good. But guys, let's go into this bookstore before we don't have time to go in this bookstore. And I stopped here to go in the bookstore.
The one that you've been dreaming of, with dirt underneath my fingernails and worn out shoes. I never thought that I would fall for someone like you, an uptown girl without a single care in the whole wide world. But I don't wanna run away from you, 'cause baby I am done hiding my love for you. So please won't you run away with me, 'cause you can't control who you fall for. No. When the world is asleep and we can be a secret life that we share with the stars and the moonlight. When the morning comes with a brand new day, then we have to pretend we don't know each other. But I don't wanna run away from you, 'cause baby I am done.
Hey y'all, so we made it back from our little appointment that we had today. You remember I had to go to the doctor with my oldest child. She's pregnant. Rain is actually doing pretty good, y'all. Her heart rate is 145 times a minute, and she is just growing the way she is supposed to be growing inside of my daughter's stomach. I'm just so here for it. I'm so ready to see her. I'm just loving trying to be a grandmother already. But we did have success with that, even though we sat there forever, y'all. I was like, are y'all serious? Like, her appointment was at 3:15. Of course, we were there probably about 5 minutes early or so, and we still did not get seen till almost 4 o'clock. And then we got back to the room, and it took another 10 to 15 minutes. So it was like 4:15, 4:25 when we actually seen the doctor. And I was like, it has to be better than this. But overall, we did get a positive and a good result of our feedback of what Rain is doing. She's growing, so great for her. Okay, now so just let me show you guys what we got from the bookstore, because we got to get some reading done. And I am actually reading the Davenports, and I got to tell you guys how I feel about that book so far. But let's just do this book haul. I did get a lot of books in this book haul, but I did do exactly what I said I was gonna do, y'all. I got books only from the bargain section, and I found some hidden gems. I was like, oh my goodness, like I've always wanted to read this book, like just all the things, y'all. So I'm going to give y'all just a quick little haul on what I got from that store. I know I did not need to go to Books a Million again because I just went in Jacksonville, but hey, I went to the bargain section. At least that's a good thing, right? So, first of all, I love those Marvel pops. So, I actually found one that I liked on the 75% off rack or the 50% off table, but it was the Wakanda girl. I don't Shuri. I don't know how to say her name, but I think this was the sister of the Black Panther, and I know it is because I'm like looking at her hair and how she's dressed and like the shades she have on. But guys, I love these little things, and the details that they have in them is just the best. Like her little body is booming, but then like look at the texture in her hair and like her glasses. Y'all know I am a natural hair girly, so I am just all for the texture when it comes down to different things like this. But anyway, so we got her. It's gonna go up on my bookshelf. I just love those things. And also we got, I think, 8 books. So they are in no in particular order. I'm just going to show you guys what I got, read the back of the book, and then we will get started with talking about the Davenports, and how I'm liking the Davenports so far. I think I'm almost over half done with the Davenports though, but we're gonna talk about that book anyway, and then we're gonna finish reading that book together. So the first book that I got is in the Brutal Birthright series. I think I have Brutal Prince already, but I have Broken Vows by Sophie Lark. I am not sure what book this is of that series, but it was just $5.97, so it was just hard to pass up. So this is Broken Vows, and it says he'll protect her whether she likes it or not. Roni Griffin is gorgeous, intelligent, and iron-willed, determined to carve her name in the family ledger without a man at her side. But when she barely survives an unexpected attack on her life, her family hires Ryan Boone as her bodyguard, a rancher, a soldier, and a southern boy with plenty of charm and burn. And Roni hates his guts. She doesn't think she needs anybody, but Ryan is pretty sure she needs him. After all, she's been hunted by an assassin who never misses his target. To keep her safe, Ryan will have to stay by her side day and night for the foreseeable future. Rona might think that's a fate worse than death, but once they're alone on Ryan's family ranch, the chemistry between them comes to a boil, and everything changes. Ryan knows Rona could learn to love him, but he'll have to keep her alive first. And this hitman isn't getting his girl without a fight. Y'all, I completely love books like this. It is just like the man is being the hero. The man is being the guy that is going to protect his girl in any shape, form, or fashion. And I just love when it is like a enemies to lovers type romance book. I don't per se is an enemies to lovers type romance book, because they're not enemies. It's just that she doesn't feel like she needs a bodyguard, and she just feels like she never thinks that she will be interested, or like he's not hot. But when she moves out there to his ranch, it's a whole totally different story. So I'm just so ready to see how that book pans out, ready to see what kind of spice it has in it, just all the things, guys. And most of these books that I have are books that I have not actually read a book by the author of these books, but some of them, like I have these authors on my shelf, but I just have not actually read the book of that author. So the next one is Sloppy First, and it is a High School Can Be Messy by Megan McCarthy. Y'all know how I am by names. But anyway, so I think this is a YA book. The cover is very dainty, nothing spectacular about the cover. But it says Jessica Darling is devastated when her best friend moves 1,000 miles away right in the middle of sophomore year. With hope gone, Jessica has no one she can really talk to. She doesn't relate to the boy and shopping obsessed girls at school or her dad's fixation on track meets. And her mom is busy planning big sister Bethany's lavish wedding. Jessica is more lost than ever, and her non-existent love life is only making things worse. New readers will be introduced to Pineville, New Jersey, and Jessica Darling's fresh, funny voice in this modern classic. Now with a foreword from New York Times bestseller author Rebecca Suri and a new author's note from Megan McGarty. Okay. So, I don't know what I think about this book. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But it's called Sloppy First. But you know, the synopsis of this book really doesn't go with the title of this book to me. But I just love when I can get like a dainty type book that or the cover is dainty, the synopsis of the book is dainty, and then when you start reading the book, it's like, you know, really, really good book. So that's why I picked up that book. This one is called More Than Just a Pretty Face by Sydney Sai. I don't even know how to say that, y'all. I am not going to monk that up. I'm sorry. But it says More Than Just a Pretty Face. And I just thought the cover of it was just gorgeous. So that's why I picked it up as well. It says his father doesn't approve of his career choice, but that hardly matters. What does matters is the opinion of perfect all-in-one Carvel and her family, who thinks he's a mediocre arranged marriage prospect. Dang, that's a lot in one sentence. When Dan gets selected for Renaissance Man, a school-wide academic scholarship championship, is the perfect opportunity to show everyone he's smarter than they think. He recruits totally uninterested in him Basa to help with the competition, but the more Dan learns from her and the more he cooks for her, the more he realizes that happiness may be staring him right in the pretty face. This sweet, funny, but falling in love family expectation and becoming a Renaissance man is full of moments that will have you laughing, sighing, tearing up, and shouting yes at the top of your lungs. Now, I love a book like that. I did not read that far when I was in the bookstore looking at this book, but I love a book that has all of that in one. It says it will have you laughing, sighing, tearing up, and shouting yes at the top of your lungs. So I am so excited to read More Than Just a Pretty Face by this author here. We have a couple of graphic novels in here, actually 2 of them. This one is an after graphic novel by Anna Todd. I have their books or some of her books on my shelf. Like, I love this movie. I've never read the book yet, but the movies Like, I love looking at the movies. So this right here is just a graphic novel of that movie. It says it's volume 2. I want to probably look online or whatever to see if I can find volume 1 of this book. But it says good intentions, bad habits, something unmistakable, and everything after. And I think this is the one for, is it the last movie? I don't know. I don't quite remember. I think After is like the last movie that came out of that movie series, but all of them were just good. It says, as freshman year continues, Tessa and Hardin's chemistry is impossible to ignore. After taking a leap and ending things with her boyfriend from back home, Tessa desperately wants to make something work with Hardin, whose troubled eyes and tattooed arms make her swarm. The magnetism between them is undeniable, and now they have nothing standing in their way. Despite their new freedom, the road is bumpy. The closer they become, the quicker hardened walls come up and blocks Tessa out, and no matter how angry they get at each other, how many times he pushes her too far and she is disappointed by him, they are still drawn to one another. Their romances consume them both, and their passion is not enough to burn everything down. So, y'all, this just reading that just brings back memories of that movie. Like, I am so in love with those movies of Anna Todd's, and I am just hopefully here for having that book to read as a graphic novel. I don't even know if I meant to pick this book up. It's called Missing at 17 by, who is this by, y'all? By Kristen Kenrod. I don't even know. I remember picking this book up, but I was thinking about this book. But obviously, I put it in my stack anyway. It's a Lifetime movie. It says Missing at 17. However, nothing could prepare her for the shocking discovery that her parents have been concealing the truth about who she is and where she is from. Feeling like her world has been turned upside down and unable to trust the people she's closest to, Candace runs away, right into the arms of an alluring stranger. But while Candace and Toby have an undeniable connection, it is less concerned with what the future holds for them, as Candace's family and Todd's less than legal lifestyle threatens to rip them apart. As things start to spiral out of control, Candace might fight to understand her own identity and who she can truly rely on. I don't know, y'all. I don't even know what I think about this book. But if y'all have read this book or seen this movie, just drop it down in the comments and let me know what y'all think about either or. That is Missing at 17. I have been seeing this book in the bookstore, but just never have picked it up. And when I went into Barnes Books A Million, I actually seen it on the bargain section. It's called The Donut Trap by Julie Ty. It looks like it's just like a little cute little romance book, YA romance book that might revolve around baking. So I just had to pick it up, guys, because the cover of it was just so stinking cute. Jasmine has landed herself behind bars, maple bars that is, with no boyfriend or job prospects. Jasmine returns home to work at her parents' donut shop. She quickly loses herself in a routine of donuts, TV, and sleep. Jasmine wants to break free from her daily grind, but when a hike in rent threatens the survival of the shop, her parents rely on her more than ever. Help comes in the form of an old college crush, Alex. Not only is he successful and easy on the eyes, but to her parents' delight, he's also Chinese. And it looks like the author is Chinese too, y'all. He's everything Jasmine should wish for until a bad dinner reveals Alex isn't as perfect as she once thought. Worse, he doesn't think she's perfect either. This sounds like a enemies to lovers type deal. With both sets of parents against their relationship, a family legacy about to shut down, and the reappearance of an old high school flame, Jasmine must scheme to find a solution that satisfies her family's expectations and can get her out of the donut trap once and for all. I don't know, guys. That sounds like it might be a little cute, but it is The Donut Shop by Julie Tai. All right, this is our second graphic novel. It's called Crumble by Diane Sturley. I have no idea what this. It's a kind of thick girly for a graphic novel. Usually, I'm used to having like two authors or two names on a graphic novel. One is an author, one is an illustrator, but this one only has one. So I guess the author actually like drew her own photos as well for this book. But it says Falling in Love just got sweeter. Yeah, I just love books like that. I am a romance girly. In a very special town, there's an even more unusual bakery with a selection of baked treats, handcraft to help your dreams come true. For Ray, a quiet young woman with special powers of her own, the order is always the same: a hot tea with a delicious side of romance. When Ray meets Lori, I hope that's a boy name, the Khan Bistor, who's aspires to be a professional musician, she gets a real taste of love for the first time. But even with a spark of magic, romance isn't so simple. Both Ray and Laura are chasing their own dreams, and even when Ray starts to see the future, she gets predicted. She can't predict her fate with Lori. So that's a female too. So this is kind of, no, it can't be a quick, cause the actual, that looks like a guy. Based on the web comic from Webtoon, the first digital comic app arrives more than 10 million daily readers and 100 billion viewers annually. Crumbles is in a stunning print format for the first time with the gorgeous illustration and exclusive new content sure to please fans new and old. Okay. Well, we'll see. But guys, I love a good graphic novel, so I was very excited to pick that one up. Also, last book that we got is by Hadley Krister. Never have heard of this author before in my life. The cover of the book is very stunning to me. It's called Something Happened to Allie Greenleaf. The cover of the book is just so cute to me. Like the double vision of, or the double drawing of the actual, I'm guessing this is Allie. One with her eyes open and one with her eyes closed. Like, I don't know. The cover just really brought my attention to it. I know my mom would really like this book because it's purple. She would just like it because the book is purple. But anyway, it says Allie Greenleaf and Blatty Jensen cannot be more different. Allie is sweet, bitterly funny, and just a little naive. Blatty is beautiful, terrifying, and the most popular girl in school. They've never even talked to each other until a party when Allie decides she'll finally make her move on Sin, her longtime crush and a soccer team's superstar. But Sin pushes Allie farther than she wants to go. When she resists, he rapes her. Blatty sees Allie when she runs from the party. Everyone sees her. And Blatty, however you say that name, Blythe, knows something happened with Sean. She knows how he treats girls. Even so, she's his best friend, his confidant. When he begs her to help him, she can't resist. So Blathy befriends Allie in her attempt to make things right with Sin, bringing Allie into a circle of ruthless popular girls and sharing her own dark secrets. Despite the betrayal at the heart of their relationship, they see each other in a way no one ever has before. In her searing, empowering debate novel, Haley tells the story of what happened the night and how it shaped Allie and Blathy's forever. Both girls are survivors in their own ways and their own terms, and while their friendship might not be built to last, it's one that helps each other find a way forward. Wow. Y'all, I did not read that part when I was actually in the bookstore. So major trigger alert with this book, because it does say that this person actually got raped in this book. So most likely it probably is dealing with grief and like a lot of those type things. So trigger alert with this one. And if y'all have read this book, y'all let me know, drop it down in the comments how y'all felt about this book and everything. But the girl that's on this book is actually so beautiful. So my heart just really goes out to her. And now that I'm actually looking at it, this right here is just the open view of her, and then this one is the closed view. And if you can see right there, she's actually crying. So a before and after she got raped, I'm guessing. But girls, I am so ready to read this book. Caitlin Glasgow, she wrote Girls in Pieces, full of fury, heartbreak, and hope. Wow. And then on the back, I think it kind of like explains both of them or describes both of them. It says, Allie Greenleaf wants to be a cute girl, the cool girl, the one with Sin Nestle. Not the girl who everyone saw that night, not the girl who Sin raped. And then the other girl, the Jensen girl, is a gorgeous, popular, heart-edged. Allie's not even on her radar, not until that night, and Sin asks her to do the unthinkable. She says yes. She always says yes. I think I have an Amber Smith book on mine. Yeah, I've read a book by Amber Smith. It's The Way I Used to Be. That one, and I can see why Amber Smith actually commented on the back of this book, because The Way I Used to Be is actually surrounded around the same type of writing. And I'm so curious to see what she said about this book. Necessary and timely. Something happened to Allie Greenleaf takes us on a journey that is at once heartbreaking and heart healing, as Hadley's unique, refreshing voice skillfully navigates the realities of sexual assault with care, insight, and authenticity. Full of truth, hope, and empowerment, the story is one you'll think about long after you're finished. And I can't believe that, because I read the first book that she wrote, The Way I Used to Be. I think that is the first book. I don't quite know what the second book was, but I do have it on my bookshelf. But I read that book, and that book, if you have actually been through stuff like that, or have a family member or friend that has been through some type of rape or sexual assault of that nature, those books will literally make you cry. So that's why I say major trigger alert with this book, because it does surround around rape, y'all. I did not know that when I bought this book, but I am so interested and ready to read this book.
I've been thinking about the good times. I've been sleeping through the long nights. I've been shining in the sunlight. I've been thinking how I'm alright.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Tuesday morning. This morning is a very nice, cool, sunny Tuesday morning. And we're out here at Dunkin' Donuts getting a matcha, iced matcha. And this time I did not ask for sugar added to this matcha, because you guys know I am actually trying to cut down on so much of my sugars. And when I ask for sugar added, it just depends on who's in this store. Like they add like a ton of sugar and it just tastes like a sweet milk. So this time I did not ask for matcha sugar in my matcha, and I hope and pray that it still tastes pretty good. But as y'all know, I am a matcha girl. Like I love myself some matcha, and I actually got me a matcha cup now that I like. So I think I'm going to like throw away the matcha that I have in my fridge because it's been there for a minute, and actually buy some more quality matcha. I wish I had a place up here in Thomasville to actually sell matcha. Alright guys, as I was saying, I wish I had a place up here in the city that I live in, or that was rather close, that actually sells like the quality matcha, and I would never miss a beat going there. Like Armani, she is a YouTuber that I follow a lot. She lives in, I want to say, New York now, and like she has a place there called Kettle that she actually goes to, and they like sift the matcha out right there and give it to her, you know, for her to pay for at the register. And when that does happen, y'all, like the matcha is so green till like it looks like it is part of a watercolor, you know what I'm saying? So I'll have to look it up, but I wish I had a place that was just that close to me and has that kind of quality matcha so that I can purchase it and make my matchas at home. But like I said, I actually got a matcha today from Dunkin'. I love their matchas from Dunkin'. I think I might start back trying to trust Starbucks and getting their matcha at times because they have the lavender cold foam now, I think. And that is just something that I love. That lavender cold foam on top of a matcha is just the best. And I want to say that Starbucks actually also does like the strawberry mix in their matchas. So I don't know, it's just that I always do like a hit or miss at Starbucks, and I'm like, y'all stuff is too expensive to be doing a hit or miss, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but I am that matcha queen. So again guys, remember I ordered this with no sugar added, and I usually get sugar. I'm surprised I got a medium because I might not like it at first without the sugar, but I did want my matcha today, so let's see what this tastes like. Okay, I think it's okay. I don't know who made it today, but it's actually okay with no sugar added. So that is a plus for me also, because y'all know that I'm trying to cut back on my sugars. So that is a plus for me, y'all. How they do it? Because now I know that I will actually kind of like the matcha with no sugar. And it tastes pretty good, y'all. Gotta give it to whoever made it today. But anyway, again, happy Tuesday. If you're not subscribed to my channel, click that button that says Yolandas Books, and it will take you to some notification bells. Just click all and you will be notified whenever I do anything on YouTube. Also guys, remember, I really don't say it as much, but Yolandas Books is also on Instagram and TikTok, so y'all can check me out there. It's just more of like my daily lifestyle things, including books and not including books, because you know I only post on YouTube like a certain amount of times a week, and on the actual post area I post things there as well, but it's not as frequent as I do like on TikTok and YouTube. Also, I post a lot of things on the post for my YouTube channel, but up under members only. So sometimes I post a lot of stuff on YouTube. It's just that you guys don't see it if you're not a member to Yolandas Books on YouTube. But remember, guys, I'm not pressuring you guys to do any of that. I'm actually still working on like a lot of things with that, but it is there. And today we are reading. Remember, we are reading books. I have 3 books that I showed you guys previously, which was yesterday, on what we will be reading throughout this little reading vlog. We're just getting through some physical books in this reading vlog, and one of them I changed. I think it was Imogen Absolutely or something like that. I changed that book to All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson, and this is a memoir. I changed it to this one because I actually found the audio for this book, and when I actually sat down and read what this book was about, I thought it was very interesting. And then y'all know how I am about a memoir. I started it this morning. I only went through the introduction, so I'm only on chapter 1, and just the introduction alone about guys that are not always blue, maybe sometimes they're pink, is very, how would I say it, it's very interesting. It's very interesting for me to be able to actually see and read the feelings, the thoughts, the emotions, the grief, and just the things that a person of queerness goes through or have been through, like throughout their whole life. Because I want to say George, he actually, you know, have been a queer person since he was a little boy. So he had to like go through childhood being gay. He had to go through high school being gay, and actually, you know, as an adult being gay. So I really thought that it was so interesting for me to actually live, read, and not imagine, but see the true feelings of a queer person. So I was so interested in reading this book, and this will be one of the books that we are going to read throughout this reading vlog. Like I said, I just started it. I'm only on chapter 1, only went through the introduction, so you know, that really wasn't too much that was going on in that book. But we did finish the Davenports by Crystal Marquise, and I think I will give this book a 3.5 star. It was not a bad read. To me, the book really centered around Olivia, Helen, Amy, Rose, and Ruby, and also like John and Mr. Lawrence, if I remember correctly. So it is very interesting to me that, like, okay, the Davenports, it really pretty much stemmed from C.R. Patterson and his family. They were African Americans who, there is history, y'all, who overlooked all the things that was happening in the 1910s and actually made their worth of like what they had into pretty much, to me, y'all, like a legacy. Because as a black family, to actually get to the point of where they are like the highest and highest of a white family, I think that is historic. Because, you know, especially in that day and time, like that stuff doesn't happen. So Olivia, Helen, and basically it was Olivia and Helen, which is the 2 daughters, and John is the son, I think. Amy Rose was like the maid that was there, and then Ruby was the friend of Olivia. Olivia and Ruby were 2 totally different people in the realm of, like, per se, the Bridgerton realm. Olivia was the oldest. She was actually ready to do her duty as far as getting married to whoever her family thought that she should get married to. She was, you know, very unique, very elegant, you know, wears her corset. I think that's how you say it, just all the things. But Helen, on the other hand, she was a grease bunny. She did not care about etiquette. She did not care about doing her duty as far as somebody telling her who to marry and what to do. I just loved her personality. I loved her style. She would rather fix on a car than make sure she know the place settings that it's supposed to go on the table. She would rather fix on the car than to be in the house cooking biscuits for her significant other, you know. And it was just, I just love that about her. Amy Rose, my heart went out to her in certain parts of the book because she was actually titled the maid in this book, but she was still with the Davenports because her mom worked for the Davenports, and I think she passed away. And as far as a good deed for her mom's memory, they kept Amy Rose on as a worker in their family. But Amy Rose was unique too, y'all, because she did not want their sympathy, and she appreciated being there and all the things, but she did not want their sympathy. She had better things that she wanted out of life, and she actually too found love in somebody. So she wanted to like do hair, like all the things. So, you know, she was willing to like uproot herself just to get her dreams to come true. And that is part of my personality as well, because like, I don't want your sympathy, I don't want your money, I know how to make things happen for me, I just need to have that chance type of girl. And I thought that that was just the nicest thing in a person. And Ruby, she was the friend of Olivia, and I think she actually liked it, Olivia's brother. So it was just like all four of them, 5, 6 if you want to include the guys. And it was just that they were empowered, like the women, they were so empowered to make their life the way they wanted their life to be. Like the person, y'all, I don't know what the second book is going to be about in this series. I don't know if I've heard a lot of things about the second book, but I truly want to read the second book and see like how everything unfolds with these set of people. Like, does Amy Rose, does she get what she wants in opening her business? Ruby, whatever happens with her and John Davenport, like, do they get together? Do they get married? Like, all the things. Helen, like, is she still fixing on cars? Did her and Mr. Lawrence get married and, you know, have a perfect family, and she is just able to be herself? And Olivia, the eldest sister, what happened with her and the guy that she actually wanted to be with, other than the guy that her mom and dad felt like she should be with? And I must say, like, even though they was living in like the Bridgertons type world, their mom and dad, they was not per se so much in the picture. They came in and out of the book, you know, making sure that like the readers know, like, hey, they do have a mom and dad. We are trying to teach them the way that they're supposed to be and the way that they should be doing, actually, in our century. But they wasn't like just all up into the writing, y'all. And I just love that, because it was just pretty much about those 4 people trying to get their lives the way they wanted it to be, and not the way society thought that they should do it. But even though their parents tried to get them in that way as well. But y'all, I did enjoy this book, and like I said, I would give this book a 3.5 star. I'm very interested in reading the second book in this little series thingy here, and I will go to my Goodreads and I will read do my review also there. I haven't done it yet. And again, guys, remember, we are reading All Boys Aren't Blue, and then Something Happened to Allie Greenleaf. It's at home, so when I get back home, we will actually start that one as well. So guys, I will see you guys when we get home and we are actually reading together again. Alright guys, as you know, we got to get that workout in that we did not get in last night because I just did not feel like it. So we're here at the park and we are going to walk around this park for a little bit just to get our body moving. And then, y'all, I really and truly need to go grocery shopping. Like, I have nothing in my house to cook to the point of what I want to cook. Like, I don't even have eggs in my house, y'all. So we need to go to Walmart and get something to put in my lovely home, and then we got to get some reading done as well. The day is so pretty, y'all, till like I wish I would have bought my camping blanket. I would have found somebody's park and I would have copped a squat and we would have read All Boys Are Not Blue. But I do have a yard, so we're going to read that book in my yard because I just cannot not get out here in this beautiful day and not read, y'all. So if you guys, weather is exactly the way mine is today, I hope you guys are getting out, reading outside in your yard or at a park and just enjoying the sunshine with a small little breeze. But let's get out here, let's walk for a little bit, see what nature is doing out here at this park, get this body moving. One thing that I see, guys, like I see every time the wind blows, I see this freaking pollen. I hate this time of the year when the pollen is just doing this thing. But hey, without pollen, we wouldn't have nature. So I'm not gonna complain. Let's walk. So we have actually walked 2 miles and I did sprint like the last little bit of the 2 miles. Now I'm doing just the cool down. I'm sitting because I wanted to talk to you guys for a little bit, and I also gotta pee. But most of the time the park's bathrooms don't be the best, so I'll wait till I get to Walmart to do that. But guys, I've been exercising for like a week, and this right here is going on the 2nd week. And now I see what people are saying when they say move your body, move your body, move your body. And if you don't see results, you will feel the results. Because like, I can say I don't see the results as of right now, but I do feel the difference of like when I'm sitting down. It's like I don't feel as much weight when I'm actually sitting down. So I guess that's what people mean when they say you do have progress. It's just that you cannot see it at this moment because you're just starting, and other people will see the progress before you, and you will feel the progress before you actually see it. So I must say I have been enjoying working out. This is my first time actually getting out and walking at the park, and I'm here because I did not exercise at home yesterday. So like I had to kind of like make up for that rest day in a like rest type state, which was walking. And the day is just so pretty, y'all, so I just had to get out and actually do a little walking today, and I feel marvelous. And when I get home later tonight before I go to bed, which is like what I do every night, I will do some glutes and abs and arms, and then do my skincare, do my bath care, and then we will get into bed and we will either read or talk about a book that I have actually been reading. But guys, I'm going to finish out this little cool down walk, and then we gotta go to Walmart. I know I just walked, got sweaty and everything, but if I don't go to Walmart now, I'm not gonna go to Walmart. So we gotta go to Walmart, get a few packages, and then we gotta go home. I think I'm gonna take a bath, y'all, and put on like a cute little dress or something because I am sweating. And then we will do some reading outside, y'all, because I want to catch this weather before like the sun goes away and all the things. So yeah, thank you guys for walking with me. This is the cool down, y'all. We're just gonna enjoy the weather and the nature. So much going on in nature, y'all. Like the trees, I see that they're trying to actually like get their color back, so you know spring is coming. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it's like the leaves are trying to like get their color back. So like I said, I know that spring is coming because the grass is greener and just like all the things, y'all. Such a beautiful day. Happy reading to you all. Hope you guys are getting out, moving your body, getting that exercise in for that summer body. And guys, it's cloudy out here, and it's not cloudy per se for like smoke. It's cloudy with pollen. Y'all, I hate that. But anyway, guys, happy reading and bye. Alright, y'all, so we made it back home finally. I went over next door and talked to my neighbor a little bit, and after that I went inside, put away groceries, and now we are out. Took a bath, you know, got dressed in my little cute little dress, and now we are outside in my backyard about to read a few books, or at least start on some books, y'all. As y'all know, we finished the Davenports, and we've already talked about that. So the other two books that were on my little list to read for this vlog is All Boys Aren't Blue, and then Something Happened to Abby Greenleaf. I am really enjoying this book right here so far, because I love her memoir, and this actually is a memoir. So I know that I will like fly through this book. And then this one right here, it is just pretty much about this girl who is Abby Greenleaf, and she got raped at a party by this popular guy. So I'm so interested in reading this. I will not I don't think I have the audio to this book, so I will be just reading this book. So it might take me a little bit more time to read this one than it will to read All Boys Are Not Blue, because I will just have to literally like take my time and read page for page in this book, because I can't just like do some housework or whatever and listen to this book. But it's okay, because I actually need to get back into reading books and not actually like listening to them more than I read them. So it'll be a good chance for me to actually do that. And for those who do not know me, I love romance. I love like a number of different genres, but I love mostly romance books and thriller books. Like, I am a Freedom McFadden girl up and down. I will stick in a little bit of fantasy here and there when I actually find a fantasy book that I actually really like Rebecca Yarrow's Iron Flame, Fourth Wing, Onyx Storm. Like, I really did enjoy all three of those books, and those are like the fantasy books that I turn to when it comes down to fantasy books. But when I'm looking for a book, y'all, I am looking for a book that will possibly like heighten all of my senses. And what I mean by that is, like, I love second chance at romance. I love true love tropes. I love enemies to lovers. You know, I just love romance books in that nature. And then also, like, I love the like pregnancy tropes, stuff like that. But I also love a book that will actually like make me cry. You know, sometimes I get into that era where like I just want to read a sad book, and it's just, you know, the way of a mood reader, I guess. But I'm also into historical fiction, y'all. Like, historical fiction has really become a genre that I really do enjoy reading, and it's mostly because of all of the history that you get when you read historical fiction books. Like Sonequa Johnson, I have read her books. I have read Victoria Murphy, I think that's her name, Maria Benedict. I have read some of Christina Hanna's books. Like, those are the type of historical fiction books that I have really been gravitating to. And I love when I am able to look at like some of my favorite YouTubers, and like they have books that I have not heard of, or books that was written by authors that I have read of their actual books, but I just did not know they had that particular book. So I love book recommendations. I love looking at all the books that other people have actually read, what they think about those books, just all the things. The weather outside has been just so perfect today. We went walking. Now we're outside in our yard just reading, about to read books. So perfect weather to get outside. I hope all of you guys had a chance to get outside today and do a little reading. The weather did not like permit for like a jacket, like all the things. So, but we're gonna start reading All Boys Aren't Blue, and then we'll probably dig into reading this one also as well, so that I can at least make sure I get started with this book. So guys, any book recommendations that you guys have, please drop them down in the comments. Let me know what they are, and let me know what you guys have been reading. Like, what have y'all been reading? What book has stuck out to y'all so far this year? Just like all the book stuff, y'all know I am just always so here for it. But I want to get started reading because I'm just so interested in reading what George M. Johnson has to say about being a queer person and being raised and like being from a kid to an adult being a queer. I don't have anything against that particular set of people. Like, if that's what you want, that's what you want. I feel like they are people just like we are, and they do the same things two humans are supposed to do, except they do it with each other, which a lot of people say in the eyes of God, like, that is, you know, like, prohibited. But hey, we're not the ones to judge them. The Lord is the ones to judge them. So yeah, so let's get started reading, guys.
The one that you've been dreaming of, with dirt underneath my fingernails and worn out shoes. I never thought that I would fall for someone like you, an uptown girl without a single care in the whole wide world. But I don't wanna run away from you, 'cause baby I am done hiding my love for you. So please won't you run away with me, 'cause you can't control who you fall for. No. When the world is asleep and we can meet, a secret life that we share with the stars and the moonlight. And when the morning comes with a brand new day, then we have to pretend we don't know each other.
Happy Wednesday, guys. Such another beautiful day outside. You can tell that spring is coming, and I am so here for it. I love, ever since I've started back reading, y'all, I have just been, and looking at Shaughnessy, I just have been loving being outside to read a book and just soak up that vitamin D from just the natural sun that comes from outside. Right now, I limit my time outside because, of course, you know that I usually wear my natural hair out, and like this pollen is something else, y'all. I'm talking about, like, it is just covering everything. The other day when I was at the park walking, it just looked like it was so cloudy, and it wasn't cloudy from like smoke, it was cloudy from the pollen smoke. It was ridiculous. I was like, Lord have mercy. I will be glad when all of this pollen just goes away. I am so super surprised that it has not started bothering my allergies, because my allergies are a thing of itself. Like, whew, I just can't stop sneezing. I just feel miserable. I have a sinus headache. Just all the things, y'all. And I am so glad that this pollen has not started messing with my sinuses yet. Hopefully it won't this year. I think I'm gonna try to be a little proactive and like cut it off with taking some of the chewable Claritins that I have like daily, since the pollen is out there so much. And also, I just really feel like I am going to end up having to, which I wash my hair every week anyway. Hopefully I won't have to wash it more than once a week with how this pollen is actually going. I hope I don't, because I'm gonna try my best to like stay out of the pollen's way. But guys, I just wanted to give you guys a update on my reading and how my reading is going. Of course, you guys know that I finished the Davenports. I've talked to you guys already about that book, and I have 3 other books here that I am actually working on. One of them I have actually already finished, y'all. I finished this one last night. It's called All Boys Aren't Blue. I don't know if you guys remember this book or not, but we finished this book last night, and I gave this book a 4-star read. Y'all already know a memoir always gets a 4 or a 5-star read for me. This book was very deep in my opinion, and the reason why I say that is because it is about a queer man's life, all the way from when he was a kid. I think he was like 5 years old when he started the story about him being a queer guy, and my heart just went out to him so heavily because of all the different things that he went through as a 5-year-old, y'all. And it stemmed from his family noticing that he's having gay tendencies. It stems from the students at the school. And y'all, when I say school bullying is so true, and this book actually helps me to justify that school bullying is something else. He got bullied from the day that he actually really realized that he wanted to be more of a female than a male, all the way up until he is an adult. This book has, even though it's a memoir, I feel like it has major trigger warnings because it is of the queer population, and then there are also some assaults and violations that actually happen in this book, and it boils down to bullying, sexual violation, and abusive, like mentally and physically abuse, in my opinion, emotional abuse. Matt, he could not be himself. He had to actually be like 2 different people in 2 different areas of his life. He was forced to do a lot of things that he did not want to do. Even as a kid, he did understand that this is the way he wanted to be, but his parents and his teachers and the school kids was telling him or making him feel like he is supposed to be a totally different way. And he actually understood that in a sense of like, no, I can't do that anymore. But then back in his head, even as a little kid, y'all, he still realized that the way he was acting and the things that he was doing, which was more of a feminine way, is exactly the way he wanted to be. He was raised by his grandmother, and his grandmother had like a huge impact on his life. There is a chapter in here where he was emotionally, physically assaulted by a family member, and that part just literally broke my freaking heart, y'all. The queer population to me are just the same as you and I if you're not queer, and I feel like they should just be able to live the life that they want to live. They are the ones that have to justify for it when it's time for them to hit the pearly gates. Like us as a community, I do not feel like we need to justify or judge these people or this population on how they want to be. That is their life. let them do their thing, because even though that they are of a queer population, you know, you might be a female and another female might like another female. You might be a male, another male that you know might like another male. So freaking what? Who cares? They are just the same type of people that you and I are. So for somebody to have to go through what Matt Johnson went through at such a young age was just traumatizing to me. It was sad to me. It had me literally crying in some sections of this book. And I feel like even if you're not in the gay community or population, I feel like everybody should take a read or a listen to All Boys Aren't Blue. So guys, I really did enjoy reading this book. I think I've seen this book a few times in Barnes and Noble or Books A Million, or just a bookstore that I actually went to, and I was like, I don't want to read anything like that. But not knowing that it was a memoir of this man's life, and I love memoirs. So All Boys Are Not Blue, 4-star read for me. I haven't put anything on Goodreads yet, because I just finished the book last night, and then there are a few other books that I got to actually put my opinion down on Goodreads. I just have not done it yet. So the other 2 books that I have in my hand is the other book, which is the 3rd book that we are supposed to be reading in this reading vlog, guys, and it is Something Happened to Allie Greenleaf. This book is a book that I just purchased like a day ago, and I had to read it right away. This book is surrounded around some high school kids. Basically Allie and Blythe, I think that's her name, and a couple of soccer team guys. Of course, the soccer team guys are very popular, so they feel like they can have any female that they want, and if the female doesn't do what they feel like they should do, then of course you know that they will just take what they want and just think nothing of it. So with that being said, Allie was actually raped by a soccer team guy who she really did like, but I don't know, apparently she just did not want to do what he wanted her to do, so he raped her. So guys, there is a huge amount of trigger warnings, I believe, in this book. I'm only in chapter 1, but just from what I have listened to and read, there is rape in this book. There is abuse in this book, physically and probably emotionally and verbally. There is a lot of drugs and things going on in this book, so I would suggest that you guys make sure y'all heed the trigger warnings that is actually a part of this book. But like I said, I just started reading this book when I got to like page 5, and I had to highlight an area in this book. When Allie actually made it to the party, the other girl, Blythe, I think that's how they pronounce her name on the audiobook, she was like, she's seen her, and she was like, you know, this girl, you know, she, you know, now Blythe, she is like the one of the popular girls, but she was envious, or I don't even know the word to say for it. She felt like Allie, she was like a beautiful girl. She had that fair skin, freckles, all the things, and she just did not realize how beautiful she was. And that was so unnormal coming from like a popular girl. And it was one part on page 5 that I just had to highlight, y'all. When she seen her, she recognized her, Blythe, and she made sure that she kept an eye on her, and she said, one more oblivious girl who has no idea what's coming to her, because I've been through this so many times with Sean. So she knows how Sean is. So she already knows what this guy is about to do. Allie will come crying to me, wanting to know what happened between them. I know you think he liked you so much, and he does like you, sweetie, except Sean just isn't the commitment type. It'll happen a few days from now, a week from now. This is textbook Sean. And these stupid girls forever thinking they're the one he's going to be different with. Like, you know how this guy is because you've had so many run-ins, or at least a run-in with this guy, and you're still willing to help him do it to another female. Who does that? You know what I'm saying? Who does that? And the other part that really teed me off first thing in page 5 was that she texted her boyfriend and she said, Sean's girl is here, better come back in. So she is all for what this guy is about to do to this girl, and she knows exactly what he's going to do. And okay, she's not a friend of this girl, but you are a female and you've actually been through this also. Why would you want to take another female through that kind of trauma? So this book is just really got on my nerves already. But we got to finish this book, and y'all, I perceive in my daily future is that I will finish this book today. Hey guys, so I am only in chapter 2 in this book. Something happened to Allie Greenleaf, and I am so freaking tore up right now. And the reason why I say that is because I have daughters. One of my daughters is 26 and one of them is 17, and she is about to venture out in life and like go to college, like all the things, and she will not be like 15 or 20 minutes away from me, so that like I can get to her quickly. So reading this book, and only to be in chapter 2 of this book, and the thing that happened during this chapter 2, y'all. So this is everything that I annotated from chapter 2. That is like 2 pages of stuff, and it just really has like torn me up inside to the point of like, do I want to finish this book? But I have sat here and I actually turned off the audio when I was listening to what the audio was saying while I was washing dishes. So like I turned off the audio and I came over here to where the book was, and I just literally started reading the book without the audio and just was flipping through pages reading this book. The thing that happened to this girl was awful, y'all. When y'all just always know, especially these young girls, if there are any watching my vlog, do not put yourself in a situation where you will have to tell a guy no. Because if you're in a situation where you have to tell a guy no, over half the time that guy will not take that no for an answer, because he will want to do exactly what he was intended to do. So guys, I'm going to read just a little bit of some of this stuff that I have just read only in chapter 2. He's unzipping his pants. Why is he unzipping his pants? Very innocent. Very innocent. But in the beginning of the chapter and at the end of the first chapter that I read, she was drinking. Okay, young, they're at a party, you know, of course there will be some drinking going on. That is a typical college or high school now type deal. Wait, I say, wait. And in 3 seconds, he's on top of me. His body feels like dead weight. And she goes on to say, you have to stop. He forced his penis into me, and I feel like I'm ripping open, literally tearing. Y'all, that is like some very terrible stuff. And I have to try to like smile and laugh as I'm talking about it to keep from actually crying, because all I can think about is, I just hope this doesn't happen to my kid when she goes off to college. I hope she doesn't get herself in a situation where she have to tell somebody no. And then it just goes on to say about like what happened after he got off of her, all the things, how he treated her after he got off of her. And then she says, y'all, I told you to stop, I say. And then tears erupt, miles and miles of tears. That's where I had to like put the bookmark in the book, and like I have to talk to my people. Like I gotta talk to my people, because this is the time of when I always say, sometimes I want to cry, sometimes I want books that will actually take me there. And just the second chapter of this book has really taken me there, and I just really want to just bawl out and cry with this girl in this chapter too, because it's just horrible. It's so horrible for someone to have to, at such a young age, and with somebody that she actually liked, to go through what she just went through with this guy. And so now she is just trying to like get out of the party house, because she just feel like she's suffocating. And it seems like the door is farther and farther away from where she is. Guys, oh Lord, we're gonna finish this book up, and if I don't come back and talk to you guys any tonight, then I will just talk to you guys about this book tomorrow. But I can foresee that I definitely will finish this book before I go to bed. So let's continue reading, guys. Alright guys, so I am like 27% into this book. I had like a lot of nighttime things that I had to do, as far as like exercising, doing my skincare. As y'all can see, I love to go to bed looking like a glazed donut. That way my skin can just absorb all the nutrients and all the things that it should actually, you know, absorb when I am asleep. I like to double cleanse, just all the things as far as face care. But I am 27% into Something Happened to Allie Greenleaf, and it still just has me on a emotional roller coaster for this girl. It was one part in this book that just really touched my heart that she did. Like when she went home and all the things, she went up to her room. She did not take a bath. She was a pretty girl. She had the nice fluffy bangs, all that kind of stuff. And she actually like mauled her bangs because she did not want to be that pretty girl anymore. Like, so it was like he took from her. He took her self-esteem. He took her beauty that she felt like she had, you know. Just he took so much away from this girl in just a few minutes of her life. And like with her honest stuff, she did admit that she, you know, was drinking, that, you know, the purpose that she went to the party for was to drink, and possibly have sex with the guy, but she did not want to have sex with the guy in the way he had sex with her. She is going through so much right now in this book, down to trying to not be labeled a whore at the school as for bullying, trying to keep her family and her friends kind of at bay of what happened to her until she actually really wants to talk about it. So I feel like she has a lot bottled up inside of her right now that she is letting out just little bit by little bit. And then Blythe, she is the least, besides Sean, she is the least favorite person that I have read about in this book. This girl has some issues. She has some issues. You know how this guy is. And you are helping him to do what he does to all these different females. All because she still likes him. And I want to say he did her the same way. And I'm like, girl, like, what kind of person are you to prey on people's innocence and to get off on seeing other people being hurt? Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. And whenever my kid actually goes to school and stuff like that, I just hope she has and meets better friends than like what Allie has with Blythe. And like, what kind of name is that? Now I'm just all over her girls. I just do not like her in this book. But again, guys, this book is a emotional roller coaster. Like I said, it has a lot to do with emotional grief, all the things. And I could say so much about this book, but I'm going to try to finish up this book tonight, and we'll probably try to start on another book tomorrow. And if I do, which I hope I do, it might be like a fantasy book, because like this book is heavy. And once I get done with it, I don't think I want to cry anymore. I don't think I want to see or talk about love in so much of a sense. I would either read me a thriller book or like some type of fantasy book. I'm guessing, y'all. But this is what I asked for. We will finish this book up and I will talk to you guys in the morning. Good night.
Run away from you, 'cause baby I am done hiding my love for you. So please won't you run away with me, 'cause you can't control who you fall for.
Y'all, so this is the last day in this vlog. Happy Friday to all of you beautiful book readers out there. I really can say I enjoyed doing this vlog that we are ending today. I started it on Monday and we're ending it on Friday. And during that time, y'all, we read how many? 3 books and almost done with our 4th book in this 1 week. Awesome. When I say awesome, I mean awesome. Y'all, I had such a nice time reading these books, and I think I picked a very good selection of books to read for this week, and it made it all the better. So I'm just going to talk about these books that we have read, because I got to get my exercise in. I didn't get it in yesterday, so I got to get it in tonight, and I got to actually eat me something because I haven't eaten since lunch. So let's just get this thing started. So this right here is the book that we're actually reading right now. I thought I was going to be able to get through with this book before I had to actually talk to you guys, but I did not. It is Flawless by Elsie Silver. This is a part of the Chestnut Spring series, I think. And this one is pretty much about Riot, and what is her name? Summer. And of course, you guys know, I'm pretty sure y'all know about this series, but it says Riot is the face of professional bull riding, the golden boy, or at least he was until it all blew up in his face after a public brawl. Now his agent says he has to clean up his image and sticks Riot and his ball busting daughter for the rest of the season as a full-time supervisor. But Riot doesn't need a goddamn babysitter. Especially one that with skin tight jeans, a sexy smirk, and a mouth she cannot stop running. A mouth he cannot stop thinking about. And he quickly learns that Summer Hamilton isn't just another conquest. She sees the man behind the mask and she doesn't run. She pulls him closer even when she shouldn't. Summer says that this means nothing. Riot says this means everything. She says there are boundaries they cannot cross, that Riot's reputation cannot take any more hits, and neither can her damaged heart. Riot says he's going to steal it anyway. Y'all, I can say that I am really enjoying this book so far. Riot and Summer, you can tell that they are like two people who have some issues that they need to get sorted out, but they also want love. So I feel like this right here could be like a spicy second chance at romance, true love trope. And I just love the idea of that it is about a bull rider and like somebody else who is like totally opposite from like what he is. And what I mean by that is like she's more of like a city girl and he is a country boy. You know, he's a bull rider, so he is like a country boy, and like he does not want his image to be seen as him having a babysitter, but in the same token his babysitter is hot in his eyes. So I just feel like this is going to be a good read. I'm actually enjoying it so far. So the next book that we're going to talk about is The Davenports. I'm not going to elaborate on this book because I think I have done it already. I really did enjoy reading this book, and I will be looking forward to reading the second book in this series. So we did read The Davenports by Crystal Marquise. We also finished All Boys Aren't Blue by George Johnson. This is a memoir by George Johnson, and I love memoirs. As y'all, any of y'all who know me, y'all know that I am a memoir reading girl. Like I will read a memoir in a heartbeat. This book was touching. This book was raw, real. This book was not, I can't say a reality check, but it just helps you to observe the surroundings of people that is in like the queer population. It helps you to understand them. It helps you to not judge them for who they actually are, and just judge them for the person that they are inside and not their sexuality and things of that nature. This book made me cry. This book made me feel so much grief, so much anger, and this book just really put a different light in my eyes for the queer community. I never had a problem with the queer community. Like, whatever made them happy, I was fine with it. I just did not want them to involve me in it because I am not a queer person. But the things that Matt went through in this book at such a early age was very heart touching to me, because I'm like, how do you know at, I want to say he was 5 or 6, that, you know, you wanted to be of a different sexuality? And then like the things that he went through for being queer, as far as like being called a faggot, being made to not act the way he wants to act. Like he had to act as two totally different people depending on what environment he was in. His mom would always tell him, you know, the teacher said that you started this, and men or boys shouldn't say this. And I think he even actually went to a Catholic school and all, y'all. But he got beat up as a kid for I guess for them thinking he was gay. He was abused sexually, mentally, in my idea, by his own family member during that time. I think he was a teenager during that time. So like all of that stuff, like he had to deal with all of that stuff at such a young age, and also deal with like he can't be the person that he wants to be. I feel like this book really puts a light on that community and like how they feel, how they cope with different things, how they get violated in many different ways, and just all the things. He did a great job writing his memoir, and like it just helps me to appreciate the population for who and, you know, who and what they are. Like, they're still people. They just like the same sex, or they just want to be a different, they don't want to be a boy, they want to be a girl. Okay, they're still the people. They're still people, and the things that they have to go through with family, with the public, and just inside of their own selves, I don't feel like it should be like that, y'all. I feel like, you know, just let them be people. You don't have to be a part of that population to be friends with people from that population. We were talking today at work, and a guy, he asked me how many books, or what was the last book that I read that really intrigued me. And I showed him this book, All Boys Are Not Blue. And he asked me a question of like, do you think that they were born that way? And I always said, no, I don't think they were born that way. I think it is a choice that they use as they get older. And many different things can happen for somebody to choose to be in that situation as they get older, from just conversations that I have had with people who are of a, you know, are queer. But when he said he was 5 years old, I want to say he said he was 5 years old, and y'all quote me if I am wrong, but he was a very young boy when he felt like he was gay. And that just, I don't know, that put a different perspective on me as far as like, was he born gay? Are you born gay? What do y'all think? Drop it down in the comments and let me know, like, what do y'all think? Are people born that way? Or is it like something happened to them and then they actually want to be in that situation? But it just really got to me when I noticed or read that he was 5 years old. A 5-year-old does not know of things of that nature. Like, so was he born with it? Was he born wanting to be that way? Like, it really is like making me think. Because, all right, like right here it says, from getting bullied at age 5 to visiting flea markets with his loving grandmother to thrilling frontiers of first relationships, Johnson's early life is a profound tapestry of everyday experiences. What else? And that is just right there in the synopsis, and it says, as rising star in cultural criticism, Johnson turns his passion for exploring intersectional identities to his own life by weaving questions of gender, masculinity, brotherhood, family, and black joy throughout his stories. Posing the same questions to the reader, he invites us to consider what social influences have governed on our lives. And I don't know, guys. I just feel like, let them be who they want to be. We don't have to judge them at the end of their lives. Let them do and let them be who they're gonna be, because I have had and have some queer friends, and I love my queer friends. Like, they are, like, you know, just as fun as the straight friends that I have. So the last book that we're going to talk about in this vlog is Something Happened to Allie Greenleaf. This book was an eye-opener. Not per se an eye-opener, but it was an eye-opener. This book was touching. This book was it was grief. It was sadness. Like, it was all the things. Allie Greenleaf, I think she was a 14-year-old. I want to say she was 14, y'all. And she was actually like liking in love with a guy named Sean, who was on the soccer team, and he was just like one of those popular guys that could have any female that he wanted. So Bleth, she was somebody that had known Sean from the beginning, have had relations and, you know, some kind of relationship type deal with Sean. So she knew exactly what Sean was about, but she was like his liaison. She was the one that would set the girls up, make sure the girls are in the spot that they need to be for Sean. And she knew what Sean was going to do and how Sean was going to do it, because she had been through certain situations with Sean herself. So Allie Greenleaf was like a regular dainty girl from high school that is not part of the top 5 or 4 girls that is popular in school. But Sean had his eyesight on her, and Bleth made sure that he was able to get to her in whatever way that they could, and you would see it in the book when you read the book. But she made sure that it was happening, because like one thing that I highlighted was like, she seen her when she came to the party, and she actually admired her. And then she was like, she's gonna be like all of the other girls who think that Sean is going to make them the one, like they are going to be the one for Sean, and like they sadly mistaken, like that would never happen. So it's like she knew of him, she knew what he was about, she knew everything about Sean. And in the same token, I think she was still in love with Sean, or she was in love with Sean, even though she was going with like his best friend. But anyway, so things go down. Allie and Sean actually like gets to be on their own. And the part in this book, and this was just only in chapter 2, that broke my heart was when it happened. And it's right here in the synopsis, is when she resists, he rapes her. So basically she got raped by him. And the things in this book that she says during the time that it was happening was just the most, it just tore parts of my heart apart. Like, I literally started crying while I was annotating and reading what this young lady was saying in this book. Like, that is how heartbreaking what she was saying and what she was doing hurt me. It was very heartbreaking. Like, I mean, I felt like she was my own kid. And like, you know, and it just broke my heart, because even if it's somebody that you just know, not even your child, like if they were going through this, like it will break your heart if you had a heart. And this book just really broke my heart. But then in the same token, as the book goes on and the book start ending, Ellie, I really adored her. I really looked up to her. I gave her the utmost respect because of what she did. Blythe, throughout the whole book from chapter 2 all the way down, was not my favorite person in this book. I could not stand her ass because of what she was doing. But then I kind of felt a little grief for her once it was realistic about the things that have happened to her as well. So very nice book. I had just picked up this book one day this week, Tuesday or something like that. Read the synopsis with you guys, and I just had to read this book. I could not wait to read this book, and I cried like a stinking baby. I cried like a stinking baby in the beginning, and then at the end I felt triumph. I felt like she got what, you know, the people in this book got what they deserved, and I felt like Ellie got her peace of mind, and she got her courage, and she got her self-esteem back. And that was just the greatest part that I read about this book. So those are the books that we actually completed in this reading vlog. The Davenports, All Boys Are Not Blue, and this is a library book. And then What Happened to Ellie Greenleaf. And I will be leaving you guys on a note with me reading the first book in the Chestnut Spring series, which is Flawless by Elsie Silver. And y'all, thank you so much for being here this whole week. I really enjoyed talking to you guys. I really enjoyed the books that I read, and I will talk to you guys in my next vlog. But wait, if you're not subscribed to my channel, what you waiting on? That's what I want to know. What are you waiting on? Subscribe to my channel so we can be friends. Bye guys.